Hi guys, I am making this video today to kind of explain to you guys my foster care experience, and it's always like right here. Say hi. Who's that? Who's that? But anyways, I'm just going to talk to you guys about my foster care experience and the things I went through and the things I learned and how foster care has impacted my life. Okay, well, April 20th, 2010 is when I was put into Child Protective Services because my parents, they try to keep our home stable, but it just wasn't stable. And the best thing that could ever happen to us was to be put in foster care. Even though it was very depressing and very sad because we weren't with our parents anymore. For our parents to say, I'm giving up my rights because I can't take care of my kids and I want my kids to be taken care of. I think that was like a big thing, and I know it hurts them to this day because I talk to my mom and it hurts her, but she knows she did the right thing. Okay, well, I got taken away because my mom's boyfriend had molested his granddaughter, and the social worker that came to our house told my mom, we can't have the kids here, so they took us. And because my mom didn't listen, she was in love with him, and it's kind of like she chose him over us. And that's sad, but at the time there was a lot of things happening. I was very, very depressed, and I felt very alone. I had been cutting for a year, and we had tried counseling, but I didn't really want to get help. I was in denial that I needed help. Even at the same time, I cried for help every day. But so we got taken away on April 20, 2010, and that night we went to a shelter, and I just remember crying all night. I had to be strong for my brothers, but how could I be strong when everything was just falling apart? And I felt like my whole life was just falling apart. And it was one of the scariest things, that you can't have control of your own life. And I guess that's why to this day I've always tried to keep things in control. And when things are not in control in my life, I tend to panic and I tend to go off on people that I shouldn't go off. And I know that's one of the things I need to work on. But so we had been there a week, and I couldn't function, I couldn't eat. I was just severely depressed, and my caseworker took me and put me at a mental facility for a week. And after that week, I did feel better, and she took me to RTC. And RTC is a residential treatment center, because I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and I had found out it runs in my family. So I was put in this RTC to get therapy, psychotherapy, and to learn, because I was raised differently. By 13, I had a normal childhood, but by 13, I started rebelling. So this RTC made you were stuck with 15 other girls. So you had to obey the rules. If you obey the rules and you got like a green star for obeying the rules, then you get to go out. So it's like kind of helping you, you know. It's helping you so when you get out of the RTC, you'll know how to act. You won't be acting like a fool. But so she took me there, and my brothers were in another shelter waiting to be put in a foster home because they weren't, you know, they weren't having issues like I was. But I spent up in Marshall, Texas in that RTC for like 9 months. And in those 9 months, I can tell you it was hell. I went in and out of hospitals. I went out of state to Louisiana to another hospital, another state hospital. And like it was just crazy to me because I did not want to be. I even tried running away because I didn't want anybody telling me what to do and how to do it. I didn't want somebody telling me, "Oh, well, okay, y'all can go have bathroom break. Y'all can go eat now. Okay, it's study time." Like when I was living at my home, nobody was telling me what to do. I was just doing whatever I pleased. So to have somebody that I do not know, who's not related to me, telling me what to do, it kind of made me angry, and I started to cut more and starve myself. So after that, I came back to Houston, and they put me at the Pelchin Children's Center on I think like near downtown, yeah. And I stayed there for like 6 months, and I was doing really good. Like the people there actually try to help you. But my first night there, a huge riot broke out, and I ended up like I swung at somebody, and they tried to put me to jail. And I know deep in my heart I did not swing at nobody. I was just trying to run away. Yeah, so my first night there was kind of hectic, so I had to stay like in the quiet room. It's like a room, it's like a prison cell, but it's like smaller. And they only have like a little padded thing on the ground, so you can sleep there on the ground with no bed, no nothing. And then you're gonna like kill yourself or something. But I wasn't. I was just mad. I didn't want to be there. Like I was just angry. And I do remember I was admitted to another mental hospital while I was there because I was starving myself. And I've always dealt with body issues. Like I've never been happy with my weight, so I would like throw up my food, or I know that's disgusting, but I would starve myself to the point where I was just like really, really sick, and they had to take me to the ER. So yeah, I went there, and something happened. When I came back from the hospital, like I was a new person. I wanted to do better. I wanted to get my review, because every 6 months you get your review if you're there, and then they'll like the people, like the main people, like the boss will like check you off and say, okay, she's good to go, she can go to a foster home. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to be in a home. I did not want to be in like a place with other people that I didn't know and people telling me what to do. So the day finally came where I went to visit a foster home, and I liked it there, but the bad thing about it is that they hadn't continued their paperwork. So I couldn't go, I couldn't live with them because they didn't finish out the paperwork. So I was kind of like, oh my, I was just praying to God, please let them find me another foster home. And they did. So I went to go check her foster home out. Everything was good. And in about like 2 or 3 days, I was discharged from the RTC, and I was living with the family in a foster home. And I was just like, when I moved into that foster home, I felt like my life was finally stable. Like, I was actually trying to do good, and then bullshit happened. Me and the girl who was living there before me, I guess she didn't like me because she thought, like I was like trying to steal the family away from her, when I wasn't. I was just more outgoing. I was more involved with them. And we ended up getting in a fight, and she ended up cutting me. So she went to jail, and I was like, cause she was like older than me, so she went to jail for a while, and I had to be moved from the foster home, and it made me mad because I did not want to move. That was my home. I wanted to be there. I had done everything to be there, and this girl to destroy it, like, it made me mad. But so they put me in another foster home, and I didn't really want to be there, but whatever, like, at least I'm not back at an RTC or a center or something. So there I started talking to guys, and I only had one boyfriend when I was back home, so like I was starting to mess with guys, mess around with them, stuff like that. I started to smoke. And I met this guy named Caleb, and me and him, we weren't in a relationship, but we were messing around and for a while. But something about him, like, I knew that we were gonna be together. Like, we went out on our first date. Yeah, it was like a first date, and I told him, we're gonna get married one day. And he looked at me like, this bitch is crazy. But so, I wasn't allowed to see him, but we sneaked around. My caseworker did not want me to see him because I wasn't on birth control. And I told her, I don't want to be on birth control. I'm not gonna get pregnant. I'm not doing that thing. When in reality I was, and I wasn't protecting myself, and he wasn't using condoms. So I told him, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, you're just using me and stuff, and I'm only using you. So we decided, to not see each other. And then I got admitted to the hospital again because I threw a big fit in front of my foster mom's other girls that were there. And that's when I said, you know what, I need help. I can't be trying to live like I'm pretending I'm happy when I'm not. I need help. So I got admitted to a hospital in Houston again, and I was there for like 2 weeks. And my second day there, I found that I was pregnant. I was pregnant with Caleb's baby, and I didn't know what the hell I was gonna do because I was in foster care, and I knew that because I was not able to take care of myself, and I was unstable, and I was cutting myself, and I was depressed, and I was bipolar, that they were going to take this baby away from me, and I did not want that to happen. So I begged my foster mom to take me back, but she said no, she couldn't keep me because I wanted to keep the baby, and she couldn't do it. And that made me really sad because I didn't want nobody to give up on me. And it felt like, I'm gonna get emotional, but I knew I had fucked up so much in my life that I was pregnant with this baby, and I did not want to fuck up this baby's life. But so I ended up calling Caleb, and we talked, and he was so understanding. He didn't yell at me, he didn't cuss me out. he didn't say, "Oh, that's not my fucking baby." He didn't say nothing. He was calm, and he was supportive about what I wanted to do. And I told him, I can't give this baby up. I can't. I need your help. I want this baby. So he did. He helped me, and after I got out of the mental hospital and into a home where I could keep my baby, because that was the plan. I wanted to keep my baby, even though my caseworker encouraged abortion, and that is fucked up because I don't believe in that. I'm not for that, and I don't believe in that. And they also mentioned adoption, but I couldn't live with myself if my baby called somebody else mommy and they weren't calling me mommy. So the only thing I could think about was keeping it. So after when I got home, my phone's ringing. Anyways, after I got out of the hospital, sorry, so he's trying to like mess with the computer. But when I got out of the hospital, I automatically knew Caleb's number by heart, and I started calling him every day, and he would call me to check up on me and stuff. And even though we did not have a relationship to start with at all, it was just friends with benefits, my relationship with him was 100% strong with him. He stood by me even though there was a possibility, because we weren't together. So, but he never made me feel like I was a bad person. He was there for me. And he still is. And so we had to keep our relationship on the down low because my caseworker did not want me to have any communication with him. So, but I made it clear to her, it's okay. Shh. I made it clear to her, this is my baby's father, and he's going to be there for me, and I want to be there, I want to be with him. But she said that, she obviously didn't care. Okay, mamas. But, so my whole pregnancy I had to keep a relationship on the down low because then I could face the possibility of my baby being taken away from me. And when she was born, I had an easy labor and delivery. She was out like a couple of hours. But, yeah, my caseworker did not have much to say when she was born because Caleb stayed there with me. He took care of her while I was resting and recovered. And when the paternity test came back positive, that Zoe was his, he just kept on calling her and telling her, I'm gonna come get her and Karina, because this is my family. So my caseworker just decided to give up, and whenever I was like 1 month before I turned 18. Zoe. 1 month before I turned 18, I moved in with Caleb and his family, and they took kinship over me. And when I turned 18, I aged out of foster care, and now I'm living in my own home with my baby and my boyfriend. And this whole experience has taught me that no matter how bad things are, there's always hope that things can get better. And that's what I always tell myself, because I still struggle every day. Me and Caleb, we get in fights, and it's not easy, but we love each other, and we want to be there, not just for Zoe, but for, ourselves, because we love each other. It's hard, but I think we're going to make it. That's what I think. And I just want to thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I would really appreciate it if you don't put any hate comments or any nasty comments. Like, I'm putting this out there because I want people to know my story and what I went through, not for people to judge me, say I'm crazy or something or things like that, because That's your opinion, but it's not right either. But thanks for watching, guys.